Hi everyone, this is the era of digitalization. Everyone wants to be on digital platform. So why everywhere we are hearing digital? So as e-biz students, let's discuss this. What is the important and why we need to study about it? So my first question from you guys is, what is the unique aspect of e-business program which make it so different from the traditional PGDM program?
So I'd like to take that question. I mean, if you talk about e-business as a course, it's very different from a traditional MBA course. I mean, you just don't study what's there in the book, but you actually do it practically. You gain hands-on insight, you get hands-on experience on everything. And we're not just talking about technology, we're talking about the e-commerce, e-business landscape altogether. You try to understand problems from a business perspective. And for example, I'm from an operations background. So we talk about reverse logistics a lot. We face problems with returns. So that is something that you can learn and you can try to understand where the problem is and then, do things to mitigate that or bring down the number of returns.
Right. So as my colleague rightly mentioned, we've seen that not just any e-commerce landscape or the e-commerce businesses that we've come across during our recent times, but every business in today's time and era wants to digitalize itself, because not just to thrive, but even at this point to survive, it's very, very important to include technologies and other tech platforms and get a holistic perspective which has an e-business aspect to it. And this has become even more important with the growth of the internet and the higher penetration that we've seen in this country. And how e-business sets it apart is, as traditional PGDMs have not updated themselves as much to the current landscape of businesses and the requirements of the industries, e-business has kept on with the trend and made sure that every student which passes by from his batches is equipped rightly enough with the right set of skills. And as my colleague rightly mentioned, the hands-on projects that we have and everything that we do in this course is aligned to what the industry needs every year and every requirement that the industry has.
As I am from a non-tech background, and we all know that to sustain in the industry, we all have knowledge of some technical knowledge. So if we do the not traditional PGDM, we only get the theoretical knowledge. So for me, PGDM e-business is the best choice, as we get the knowledge of PGDM along with that some flavor of technology, just like SPSS, Python, R, so that we can do preparative analysis as well.
So the key difference that I see when I'm talking about the e-business program and the traditional PGDM courses, if you see any business model in today's day and age, whether it is e-commerce, delivering of the food or whatever the groceries that we are talking about, technology is a great enabler in that. And e-business program actually gives you that edge to understand what technology is using in this business model. Not only that, how the data transparency can work in your favor and how you can create good products, better products that customer will like. So therefore, I guess the e-business program is one of the perfect program in today's day.
I think we got the gist why it's so important. So my next question is that how that digital transformation is shaping the e-business landscape in India or in the world.
So e-business, the advent of internet has not just changed the way businesses function, but also the number of customers the businesses reach to. We've seen the ease of doing business and the ease of doing business with customers has improved drastically. At a touch of a button now the customer reaches the customer complaint services. At a touch of a button the customer orders the products, and from end-to-end services for a business that every touch point that the customer would have. Sometimes these days we don't even have a front-end store. It shows that how internet has changed the way we interact, not just in person, people to people, but sometimes even people to businesses, where from the time of buying a product to the time of getting the services and sometimes even disposing of services, we've seen that internet has been changing the way businesses function and entire business models for that matter, and not just in one industry but across the spectrum. Exactly. I'd also like to add to that, it's not just domain specific now. Every vertical, none of the vertical is left untouched. And when we talk about digital transformation, let's take example of IT companies or any other company for that matter. Every company right now wants to shift from legacy systems to digital systems, and there is a huge impact and there's a huge business to that. So that is one side of it. Apart from that, just like my friend mentioned about businesses, it's just easier for every customer to order things online rather than just going to the store
and you can do that sitting at your any place where you are. You can sit at your home and you can order it. So I think it becomes really easy.
I would like to add in that insurance is very untapped sector. Now we can see that with using the fintech platform, many insurance, we can take insurance and facility of banks by sitting at home. And I would like to quote one example or real life example that by introduction of the UPI, there is some sorting of cash, but we are now seeing that there is a fintech platform or there is a machine that is created by which if we pay the payment through UPI, then we can withdraw the cash through that machine also.
And I feel that digital platform has given people the opportunity to earn and learn anywhere. Like if you have any skill and passionate about it, you can literally earn a really hefty amount, and the Instagram, be it Instagram or social media platform, would actually pay you for it because you're engaging their customers. So that's one of the things that major breakthrough from the traditional workforces, like being a doctor and being engineers, is not so important right now.
Like my colleagues rightly also mentioned, being a business is not anymore important for you to have a retail front end outlet where you would be probably limited to the people and the customers in your territory, or as my other friend mentioned, the insurance sector as well. An agent does not need to visit your doorstep anymore to serve a customer one-on-one. We've seen that businesses can now exponentially reach a customer with limited resources, and the technology front of it has been the prime enabler for it. And as we've seen in India, transformation of businesses has been a huge impact on the economy as well. Every village, every city, every town, as my colleague rightly again mentioned, that everyone has seen an increase in their spending because of the increase in their earning potential through businesses that they can advent now, that they can invent now, that they can come up with through platforms that internet has been able to provide with us.
So I would like to point out some of the big transformation that I have currently seen in the market. One is ONDC. So you can see that how the current platforms are being disrupted. I would use the word disrupted the current marketplace. Apart from that, I can also understand the new portals that government is using to increase the efficiency and transparency, such as Vahan, Sarthi portal. Using the same technologies in integration with the physical capex, such as Gati Shakti Yojana and Sagarmala project, you can actually track the products and the trucks and logistics processes. So this is what I actually understand by seeing the transformation at the grassroots.
And if you talk about supply chain and operations point of view, GEM itself, it's a huge portal for sourcing and procurement. And similarly in the private industry also, everything is getting digitized. So from auctions to sourcing to procurement, everything that can happen just at a click, and it's all automated. So I think digital transformation is shaping industries in a way that we have never imagined before.
Yeah, adding to that part, I can also see why there is 700% increase in SAP platforms, because they want to increase the efficiency because of digital transformation. So therefore, this is how the market is being displayed.
So we have talked about the uniqueness and how it has shaped the e-business landscape. Now let's talk about the key challenges that are there in the e-business sector and how our program prepare us for it.
Yeah. So I would like to take that question. As you can see in the market, there are many fraudulent activities that are happening. Cybersecurity issues are also there.
Exactly.
And data leakage is one of the key problems that we are facing current issues. Bitcoin is one of all the cryptocurrencies scams are also very common today's day and age. Apart from that, we are here to create an AI that is a responsible AI that might not hurt the sentiment of a community as a whole. We need to be responsible for that as well. So these are the challenges which I see currently, and the regulation part and the compliance part is very important for it.
We've seen with the growth of internet and how with the incoming of Jio in our country, we've seen internet has reached the most remotest of areas in India. But with internet penetration, we also need to focus on internet literacy, which is where programs like e-business do come into play. It's important that we understand that where we see exponential increase in the good factors and the pros of internet, there will be some aspects of the society which will focus on trying to get malicious intents out of the market, and which is where the e-business program sets us apart. This is the program where we understand how can we reduce the impact and how can we mitigate the risks that come with the internet and as well as internet dependent models in the market currently.
So what are the core competencies that you think that our program provide us with and make us future ready for the world?
The e-commerce at WeSchool provides some key competencies just like digital marketing, e-commerce technology, and data analytics, and entrepreneur in digital lead. And along with that, we also get a chance for GCL project where we solve the real life example of a corporate. And for being a fresher, it is very impossible to have some real life example for joining the corporate world. Along with that, we also have a guest lecture industry project, so that we can also interact some industry project, so that we can also have some practical insight and real time experience before joining the corporate world.
Exactly. I mean, if you talk about the GCL, the Global Citizen Leadership Program that we have, I mean, it's like a playground for all the students at e-business to just, go out there and try what they've learned in this course. I mean, as far as I remember, I have used all the data visualization techniques that I've learned here, and it helped, the company that I was working for. And it's not just that, it's also something that helps in personal growth. I mean, it lets you look at problems in a very different way, in a very objective manner. And all these technological things that we're learning and these techniques that we learn, I think they help us sharpen our analytical ability. So that quite helps. I mean,
one of the key competencies that as a non-tech candidate I've understood was data-driven insights as well as data-driven decision making is a very key feature that companies and industry is primarily looking for these days. And e-business through, as my colleague rightly mentioned, e-business through the various systems that we learn, let it be Python, let it be RStudio, let it be various, the count, it's never ending sometimes. This has helped us so many times to come up with answers, to come up with insights, to come up with industry solutions for GCL projects, for live mentorship sessions, for industry interactions, for competitions that we've gone out for, where we did not expect our answers to stand out as much as we did, because we weren't relying only on traditional ways of solving problems. We were actually focusing on data-driven solutions.
Well, I feel that, being an HR student, it equipped me with, data-driven analytics. So next time, if I want to, showcase some result, I'll have some data-driven insights. So I feel that they've given me this, that if you have numbers, you need not to make assumptions about things.
I mean, HR analytics.
Yes, of course. So just if I give you one example, I need to know the reasons of attrition in my company. At least I'll have some data and I can, predict it now. Right. So this is one of the important aspects that I've learned in this course.
So one of the key important subject that I have been through is integrated manager. So it also so it gives you a broader view how the MBA student should focus upon. So you study the case studies from HR, finance, marketing. So you get a flavor of everything. Even I am from operations, but I get a flavor from finance as well as marketing. So I'm able to understand the nitty-gritty details, the business model, as well as the framework that these companies are using. So that I think is a very vital part that e-business has.
So being somebody who's from marketing, and I've seen the perspective of people who are outside the industry, one of the first departments that were heavily impacted according to people outside the industry was marketing by the advent of internet. And because of e-business, we've seen marketing transform like never before. The costs for reaching the CAC per customer has reduced drastically. We've seen the effectiveness of marketing, the targeted marketing campaigns that we can now run. We don't have to rely on just generic banner billboards, which we sometimes don't know if they work, we don't know if they don't work. The result of your marketing campaigns is very instantaneous now. You can track your company's resources, you can invest in them better, and you can make sure that your customer is satisfied from the point it interacts the first time with a company to the last service point of your company.
And being a finance student, I have always done finance only on paper, but after joining the WeSchool e-business, I get a chance to create a model on some very analytical tool, just like on Excel, how to create a financial model of a company, how to evaluate whether they are undervalued or overvalued of that company. So it is very important for a beginner or a fresher to learn and to take very important decisions.
Learn some key skills now.
I think the best part about all of this is that since we're all from different specializations, yet we're able to understand and contribute to each other's specialization and all of that. So that is something that we have to take it from here.
So now we come to our last question. How the location the college location, Mumbai, helped you to, grab all the opportunities of e-business program?
So I'll take that question. I think Mumbai has always been at the forefront of India's economic development. Being a port city, we've seen the number of businesses that have come up throughout the decades and set up businesses in Mumbai. It's been a center of not just cultural exchange but also economic exchange from India, and not just domestic market but also the international ones. Bombay and Mumbai for us has always given us the opportunity to not just interact with diverse industries but also to interact with people of different levels in different hierarchies, and something which is not always possible in different cities. It's not very easy always to reach a CEO or a CFO level person from industry expert, but it's possible when you're in Mumbai. It's possible when you're in a college in Mumbai. Welingkar gives you that opportunity. Our college has always made sure that we have the access to such industry level experts, and also because not just the types of businesses but also the networking opportunities that we get in this city are like unmatched in the entire country. We've seen the number of trade fairs that we've attended, the competitions that we've attended, the number of networking opportunities that have helped us to not just build a corporate career in the future but also to make sure that we have the maximum impact of peer-to-peer learning for each other in the college.
Right now.
And being a finance student, I'm agree with my colleague that Mumbai is financial capital of our country.
That's completely right. That's completely all right. And the most important thing is learning from each other's culture. I mean, the best learning happens when we learn from each other. So that is the biggest opportunity that is out there. So I'm not here from Mumbai. I come from a different town. But for me, this place has provided me, just like my friend rightly mentioned about the networking opportunities. But apart from that, you learn about the culture, you learn about the nitty-gritties of, what is more pertinent to Mumbai as a place, and the business aspects of it. So that is something that you only learn from Mumbai.
Right, because as my friend mentioned, it's not just important to understand business models to be successful in a corporate, it's also very important to understand people. And the number of people we've come across and the diversity of people we've come across, the different cultures we've come across, has helped us greatly so to understand the different kind of people we'll come across in our corporate career as well as in our personal lives for that matter. And the more we understand people better, the more we work with them better, the more we can contribute to our organization overall, I think.
Yeah, so I would also like to put some thoughts on the table saying that there was a case which we are working on. It was an e-commerce website who was facing multiple challenges in their supply chain. So I am from a different area and my friends and the teammates are from different parts of India. So Bombay has actually brought us all together. So I was able to understand what are the things that are working in different states of India so that I can devise a better supply chain for this company. Apart from that, I can say there are multiple insights. What is working in some states might not work in Maharashtra.
Yeah.
So these are the activities or insights that I get from my peer-to-peer learning. So this peer-to-peer learning is one of the key areas that being in Mumbai, I would say, is one of the most advantageous thing that I have seen.
That's true.
Well, I hope that I could convince you even 1%, and with all the insights from my colleagues, you can now make better choices for the future. Thank you so much. And the one thing that I've learned in Mumbai is you can have vada pav in 100 different styles. Thank you.